Все, Илья, можете открывать. В раковине тут яйца нах. Тут, короче, такая беда. Ну, короче, тут, блядь, уборки, я скажу. Это раз комната. Вот. Ванна такая же хуйня, блядь. Все в голубях, нахуй, ебать.
Warthog Defense reported how Russell Bentley, aka Texas, came to Donetsk in 2014 to join Russian proxies, married a local woman, and was a favorite American of the Russian propaganda networks. He disappeared last week in Donetsk, kidnapped by soldiers of Russia's 5th Tank Brigade according to his wife, and is now reported dead. The wife of missing volunteer Bentley Russell, better known by his call sign Texas, contacted the Donetsk media and reported his death. On April 8th, Russell and his wife Lyudmila arrived at the executive committee of the Petrovsky district of Donetsk on business when the Ukrainian shelling began. The man ran to find out if the wounded needed help, after which neither the Texas nor his Neva was seen again. A few days later, a criminal case was opened. The death of the American volunteer has not been officially confirmed. Bentley Russell ended up in the DPR back in 2014. He joined the People's Militia and took part in battles as part of the Vostok Battalion. Later, Texas received Russian citizenship and began to engage in volunteer and journalistic activities, covering events in the Special Operations Zone. But that's not all. According to information from the field, Russell Bentley was kidnapped, raped, humiliated, and then killed by Russian forces in Donetsk. I can kinda get everything else, but why would they rape a 64-year-old man? Like, who the fuck was doing it?
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Людмила Бентли. Я жена Рассела Бентли, позывной Техас. Хотела бы сделать обращение к следственным органам Донецкой Народной Республики и Российской Федерации, ко всем структурам, которые сейчас проводят розыск моего мужа. Я очень верю в то, что вы большие профессионалы и постараетесь как можно быстрее, оперативно разыскать моего мужа, потому что идут уже сейчас 5-е сутки, и я очень переживаю. Верю в то, что вы помните, что для Народной Республики сделал Техас, когда приехал в декабре 2014 года сражаться за нас. Он всегда говорит, что тот, кто защищает Донбасс, защищает Россию. Я очень верю в то, что каждую минуту вы помните об этом, насколько важен этот человек, сколько всего доброго, хорошего он сделал по гуманитарной помощи, на фронт, простым людям, сколько всего он сделал для того, чтобы Российская Федерация не выглядела в глазах обычных жителей Америки, вообще Запада, как враг. Он всегда помогает простым людям, которые не разбираются в политике, осознавать, что Россия не их враг, а что их враг находится в их стране, в Америке. Поэтому очень сильно надеюсь, что вы понимаете значимость этого человека. Каждую секунду вы будете прикладывать максимально усилий для того, чтобы найти его как можно быстрее. Надеемся живым и здоровым, чтобы он продолжил делать все максимально важное для нашей победы над врагом. Я очень в это верю. И дай Бог, чтобы так и было. Спасибо большое.
Russian reporter reveals details of the murder of Russell Texas Bentley, an American defector who's been in the so-called DPR since 2014. After successful shelling by Ukrainian defense forces of a facility housing the 5th Tank Brigade in Donetsk on the 8th of April, Bentley, who was 64 at the time of his death, arrived at the scene and was apprehended, kidnapped, and murdered on suspicion of espionage by disgruntled Russian servicemen. They most likely were angry at his accent and thought he was a spy. The search for Bentley lasted over a week, with many bloggers asking for any information on his whereabouts. They say our Texas is dead. That's it. An elderly man, a sweet romantic, who came to us from distant America, was killed by some crazed werewolves in military uniform. I see no point in holding anything back now. On April 8th, Russell was detained at the scene of the shelling, where he came to help the victims. The military detained him. Most likely they were tankmen of the 5th Brigade. They were probably confused by his accent, and they decided that they had caught a spy. And they behaved with him accordingly, although he had both a passport and a military ID. Just think what Texas could have thought in the last minutes of his life, who 10 years ago came here at the call of his heart to defend the besieged Donetsk, who had unlimited trust in all people in uniform and in people in general. His usual expression was, "Bro." There's a lot to be said about Texas. He was an Orthodox Christian, found love in Donetsk, and lived with his Lyudmila in Petrovka, a story for a film. In his wallet, he had a portrait of his wife right next to his own driver's license photo. He arranged them in such a way that when the wallet was closed, it appeared that the spouses were kissing. What was he thinking about when these freaks kicked him? About his wife? Mom? He loved his mother very much. He told me in an interview that once during heavy shelling, he thought, "But if I die now, I will immediately meet my mother. I don't know why we should take Kiev and Odessa now. War must be waged with clean hands or not waged at all. Now only two things can be achieved: punishment of the guilty and an Orthodox funeral for Russell. And a funeral is possible only when the body is given back. Can we at least achieve this?" Okay, let's move on. What is said to be a temporary free flat given by the Russian council to a special military operation veteran. Previous owners, the Pigeons, had to be kicked out with force.
Вот нахуй. Кухня, ебать, нахуй. Кухня, вот он, котел, блядь. Все в говне, дохлые, нахуй, голуби, ебать. Все, Илья, можете открывать. Раковине тут яйца, нахуй. Тут, короче, такая беда. Ну, короче, тут, блядь, уборки, я скажу. Это раз комната. Вот. Ванна такая же хуйня, блядь. Все в голубях, нахуй, ебать. Тут тоже все в голубятне, нахуй. Вот себе. Пожалуйста, нахуй. Уборки ебанись. Тут, ебать. То же самое, нахуй. Голубятня, нахуй. Вот голуби тоже дохлые. Там тоже. Тут вообще голубушка сидит. Открывайся, нахуй. Вот он, здорово. Открой, Илья, мне эту дверь, ебаную. Вот, короче, этот шкаф обосрано, все засрано, стол есть. Ну, короче, такая безобразие. Илья, не это, вон то открой.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.